Hello everyone, my name is Tom Gubash, and today we're going to show you a module called Underwriting Desk. So right now we're in the Policy Details module. If you'll notice here on the left where my cursor is, we're going to go to a module called Underwriting Desk. So if you move the cursor down here, click on Underwriting, and then click on Underwriting Desk, and you'll see here a handful of policies appear in the queue, and this is the queue of this individual underwriter's view. And above that, we have the 3 risk scores, and this is the Urban Stat risk score for that specific carrier. This first score, the 42.75, is the score of the underwriter, so that's the risk score of that underwriter's total portfolio that they underwrite. The 38.45 is the company's total median risk score, and the 75 is the risk rejection threshold. So we're just going to click on a policy here, and you'll see all these different policy characteristics and results appear over here on the right. So up here at the top is the risk score area with the premium, and we're going to talk about that in just a few seconds after I talk about the rest of this module. Below that is the policy information. As you'll see here, the policy number, policy TIV, deductible, effective date, and the product. Below that is the premium and losses field, so you can actually see going back 3 years, each individual year going back 3 years, you can see the premium and losses associated with that year and the loss ratio. You can also see the lifetime history of this policy as well, and the lifetime loss ratio right here. Now below that, you can actually see the individual addresses of a policy on the map. Now let's say the policy has multiple addresses. You can just click this drop down right here and select the address that you would like to look at. And as you see here, with the address that you select, you get all of the individual policy characteristics, the insured value, deductible, construction type, occupancy, year built, square footage, and PBC for that specific address in this policy. And as you'll see here, all of the same features of the workspace in the map from our policy details module, you can use all of them right here as well if you'd like to overlay different maps onto this specific address as well. Now to the right, you'll notice there are 3 other tabs: statistics, authorization areas, and historic events. And we're going to look at this statistics tab first. And you'll see you can get an idea of the insured value within a half a mile around this specific address. And as we move below that, you can actually begin to see the loss ratio within a half a mile of this specific address. And it's the historical product loss ratio. So in this instance, the product for this policy is homeowner's apartment. You can see the homeowner's apartment loss ratio within a half a mile is about 50%. And then below that, we also return to you the top 3 claim causes. In this example, the top 3 are wind, fire, and water. Now, if you'd like to see the 20 or 30 location-based risk results, which we've sourced for you for this specific address, there's a link right here called Run Risk Analysis, which I'm going to click. And it's going to take us to another module where we can actually see for this actual address, you can see it on a map, and then all of these location-based risk results right here on the left. And above that, you can see we have implemented the Google Street View as well. So the underwriter can get a view of that as well. So we'll go back to the Underwriting Desk. So that was the Statistics tab. Now we're going to go to the Authorization Areas tab. And this tab is for the underwriter to see if this address falls under an underwriting guideline or underwriting parameter that was previously set by somebody else within that insurance company. So as a matter of fact, for this example, this address does fall under a underwriting guideline. And again, if you want to get more information on this underwriting guideline, you can just click here on this link, and it will bring us into another module where the underwriting managers can set these underwriting guidelines and parameters called authorization regions. And it's going to show the details of this specific underwriting guideline right here. So you can see this is the actual area that the underwriting manager drew around, that they said they wanted to have an event limit of 150 million for this specific region. So this is the actual underwriting rule or guideline that this address falls under. So now we're just going to go back to the underwriting desk. So that was the authorization areas. And then the third tab right here is called historic events. And this is where you can see any historical weather event that affected this specific address. So numerous different events. Since this is in Charleston, there's numerous different historical hurricanes that have crossed over this address. And we'll also return to you hail events and tornadoes as well. If you move up here to the right, you'll notice there's a field called underwriting notes. And if you click this plus button, the underwriter can manually type in their own notes right here and click save. Okay, and then the top middle section here, the risk score, as we touched on just briefly. So this is the risk score with the premium coming from the insurance carrier. Now, let's say the underwriter is interested in seeing how this risk score fluctuates with a change in premium. The underwriter can manually type in premium right here to get an idea of how a change in premium will change the risk score. So in this example, I raised the premium from 3,400 to about 4,400, and that did decrease our score below our risk rejection threshold of 75. So the underwriter can start to get an idea and play with the premium to see how the risk score fluctuates, to see if it can fit the risk rejection threshold for that insurance company. And as you see here, our recommended action is now approved because the score is actually under that 75. So that is the underwriting desk.